Morning, traders. It's 8 and 8 seconds Central Time, and 2200 here in Southeast Asia, 26th of February. This is the second broadcast today. The first one was streamed at the Asian Closed London Open. We picked up a 2 small trades, $215, and we'll see what happens here with the open. Right now, we're obviously quite risk off at the moment on the equities anyway. Some big moves. Some quite big moves here, and the daily is just dancing. It did come down exactly to that area that I was looking for yesterday morning and also this morning, and they tested down through it. And now they're back up here at the top of the Globex, kind of at this support area here, and they've broken structure, so it's entirely possible that they could move lower. My guess would be, since they got to where my first level there, I would say the next level would be down here somewhere between 12,400 and 12,200, maybe, right to catch that wick. That's kind of a pretty vague area, but then again, it's it meant something to somebody right here once before. So say 12.4 at a lower target. The 5 minute, as you can see, is just rocking and rolling to the upside. It's been a real tumultuous day here. This is the open, and down, up and down, up and down, and flying high. These are my two little trades here. This was just, it didn't look like it was going to go my way, and I pulled it up to a couple of ticks past break even. And this was a full 10-pointer. Obviously, with the hindsight binoculars, which are so fantastic, if you got in down here somewhere, it's a 200-point trade and no heat, essentially. So that would have been pretty magical. But I've been trying to get this charting system straightened out, and I've just had an extensive back and forth with Tradovate. They will not provide me with the CQG information so that I can run Investor RT, which was my it's a platform. It's quite a professional platform that I've used in the past, and I thought, well, since I was getting close here, I would take the step and go back into that until they got their issues straightened out here. But they say they can't do it with for a TopStep account, which makes no sense to me, because you can do another combine with Investor RT through TopStep. So I'm pretty sure it's got a lot to do with double talk. I don't know. But anyway, that's what they say, so that's what it is. I'll have to think of another plan. I can move to a combine with Investor RT, but I have to start all over at step one, which seems pretty ridiculous. But that's they just don't make it very easy there. I think there's not sure exactly what it is. My suspicion is that Tradovate has their own internal demo server, which is what this is all hooked to, and therefore they can't give a CQG connection for Investor RT, because this data isn't coming from CQG. This is coming from them or something. Their answer to me with why Jigsaw could connect and Investor RT couldn't was because Jigsaw developed for their API and connects directly through that, and Investor RT prefers not to and to connect to a more professional CQG data order routing. So that's probably what it is. Knowing a little bit about APIs, I'm quite certain that's what the story is. So I have to decide what I'm going to do and what I want to do here. I'm just after the after that tomfoolery yesterday and yesterday night. I'm just not comfortable, or I'm not confident with the charting, and that's really disappointing because overall, I think it's a nice lightweight program, and it's aesthetically fairly pleasing and easy to use. And my goal is not to be a software trading platform wizard. It's to be a trader. So kind of disappointing, but anyway, I'll see. Give it some thought over the weekend. See what I work out. Doesn't make any sense to have Investor RT running on another one because then that's two data feeds coming in the pipe down the pipe. So that's going to be reducing my bandwidth, and that's not a smart maneuver. Even though I have a lot, it's still, that's not very intelligent. So I have to think about what I'm going to do here. Investor RT chart, is also a monthly fee. They are not part of the freebie stuff at TopStep, and they're pretty much of a professional charting software. So I guess that's why. I guess you get what you pay for. In this case, you don't pay anything, so whatever you get is you're ahead of the game. And I'm really sort of not sure what to think here, which way these guys are going to go. They were making some pretty serious down moves all day, and then suddenly everybody decided they were going to have happy hour and head for the top. So back up there, just knocking on the 13,000 door. We'll see what they do when it opens. So now what are they going to do? We've got VWAP down here at about 28.10 and change, 28.13. POCs 28, 12.8, 2900, whatever. The Tradovate, one of the nice features about this is there's a chat right here. And that guy says, yeah, they know they had an issue with the demo server. And he named the time before I said anything. So it was right at the same time that I had that crap going on with the that we captured on the stream. So so what? They know about it. Well, good. What are you gonna do about it? I wish the charting for Jigsaw worked. It would be so damn handy, but it just is really beta, whatever. Yeah. This thing keeps coming up, and I just checked if there was another clear back in July, and they haven't updated or done anything since. So I guess this is not top of their execution charge ideas here. And Q. Why have they got F up there? Oh, I guess I better put in the right. I guess I better put in the right. There we go. Well, let's say candle. Okay, sure, why not? Well, we could do range bars again. Font scale 14, range bars. Set range bar at 20. Now I wonder if it's in points or ticks. Let's go with points first and see what happens here. Yeah, so here's the chart. It's just like, what's all this black crap at the top? One of the things, now you can scale all you want to scale. One of the things that I didn't like here, it does, charts fine. One of the things I don't like is you can't set the scale to an even number. Just now, it's done it, and that's a rarity that I can get that to set at 10. But what's this big black space up here at the top all about? I don't know. And you see, when you open the chart up, this all changes again. So you can't just set the hell? 13, 140, 1350. What is that, 90 points or something? Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's the charting that they've got in Jigsaw now, and it's hooked together. If you tick over here, it shows over there. It does all that kind of stuff. You can trade off the chart or trade off the. It would be so slick if it was at least good enough to have volume profile and VWAP, and I could not worry about this main trigger chart, and I'd feel okay. So we're coming up to 15 minutes before the open. Yeah, there's a lot of things about this that I like. It's just, I guess I'm used to it, but I like the way I can just set the scale and it stays there, and it's pretty easy to configure every other thing, and the brackets set up nicely and all that stuff. It's got a lot of nice features, but only takes one to ruin your day. And that story last night was one of the worst. I've had it hang up and freeze and stuff, but I've never seen it where this chart was trading clear up here, the top of the range, and I look over at the 5-minute and it's clear down here around the POC, around this POC in the middle of the distribution. I mean, I never saw that before, and that's really bad news. If all the charting remains constant, but the data, feed drops out or the system locks up and can't refresh, that's one thing. But when from one chart to the other it gets wonky, that's real bad, in my opinion. And another thing I'm not sure of is if I go with an investor RT combine, I got to be sure I can use the Jigsaw Dome, because the investor RT Dome is not up to speed, in my opinion. It's been a while since I traded on investor RT, so they might have improved it, but I don't know. I haven't been able to open it up and see it running with any data yet, so I thought that was going to happen without any problem, but no such luck. And the cost of investor RT is about $100 a month, depending. So 100 to 150 actually. So you add that on top of the $165 for a $50,000 combine, you're looking at $300 a month for this video game. I mean, that's kind of silly. It could make sense in the funded account, when you were making money, but something I have to definitely find out from TopStep, and I did ask them in a follow-up email, was, okay, so you can't change the platform during the combine, within the combine. All right. What happens afterwards? Or, if I go ahead and get funded here, am I locked into this thing for the rest of my life? That's just pretty crazy. Now, they may say no. Of course not. You can trade whatever you want, because then it's a live account and blah, 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 blah. Live data and whatever else. But well, they're going to break it down again, or they're going to get right there and go, oh, let's go the other way, which they've done a couple, 3 times. And what happened to VWAP? Still about the same, and this is holding steady at 12.8. What do we got over here in the cornfield? We got 12.8, and where'd VWAP go? 8.15. So they're exactly the same until this sessions change. Then this will remain on the overnight or the Globex open, and this will switch to the regular trading hours open. I could have this one switch, and then they would be the same, but I'm not so sure which VWAP is the correct one. I think the VWAP that runs from the Globex open is probably the more accurate, because it's got all the trading against it from Asia and Europe and everywhere else. And they're going to get down and try it here again. Look at them go. Testing that wick pretty much. It's such a shame this can't be easier. It's going to break again. I am not going to trade this. I've got 215 bucks. I'm going to wait till the open, and I'm going to have a long look at it before I trade it at all. I don't feel particularly have a long discussion back and forth with this guy on chat, and I'm pretty frustrated that I'm not getting able to set up what I was looking forward to. I've also sent a support ticket to Investor RT about the have they made some progress with the API for Tradovate? Maybe they've got something I don't know about, but I'm sure this support guy ought to know. It would be so nice if that happened. And what difference does it make to them? So what are they gonna do? Let's just see what this looks like. So POC's just about sock up on the open, on the close. 13, or what the hell was it? Settlement is 12,831. So that's settled right in there. POC. They're trading over yesterday's. POC is pretty much holding them in there, it looks like. They're in range, they're in value, and overnight inventory is pretty damn near balanced. It's pretty much all in the, except for these little excursions down here when they were feeling frisky below that line. It's all within range and balance. So I would expect an open auction, which is a polite way of saying choppy open, and perhaps continue so. Pretty amazing, you know. This is basically say 720. Just call it 720 for easy math. It's 200 points just across that little tick up in the last hour. 745, well, hour and a half. Amazing. Volatility seems to be alive and well here with our friends in the NASDAQ, which is good. Let's see if I can, what's it called? Trading view. So here we have the VIX, and you can see just exactly what happened. Here we were yesterday, and it was down around the 23 mark, and now here it's up. It's spiked way up today to the 28.15 or 250 I mean. Oh yeah, I know. Go away. So the volatility, this is telling us that this is the volatility index, and that's exactly right. We have volatility. And that's what traders need to make money. Otherwise, you'd live your life right here, do, or even worse. I don't see any worse here at the moment. So that'll have to do for worse. It'd just be back and forth. Yep. Basically just trading the hell out of this. Going into the open, we've got 3 minutes to the open. All right, hook in and hang on. Remember, your goal is to be consistently profitable, and you cannot do that if you are not able to trade tomorrow. Full stop. Manage the risk. Manage the trade. Be patient. Trade what you see, not what you think. Go forth and profit. Go forth and prosper. Or whatever. Where did that come from? What was that? Get where that saying comes from. So when we open, I will flip this over to from the 5 minute to the TPO. We got the 5 minute NASDAQ over here. Cumulative delta across the board and relative volume. The only indicators are VWAP and 1, 2, 3 standard deviations above and the same below. That's it. And then volume profile, which is this is the Globex volume. And there will be a gold line plotted. Wow. These clocks are way off. My other workstation is saying it's 22:29. How the hell can that be so far off? I just synced all these up yesterday. Huh. That's pretty weird. There, that's what it would look like right there if there was no volatility. Just that'd be it. That'd be the trading range. 5 points. Well, that's pretty bizarre. I can't imagine why that's happening. Let me sync that again and see what happens if it stays that way or what. It's pretty weird. I have two workstations. I have my trading. There we go. My trading software and my trading machine and my workstation for all things work, other work. There we go. These are the value area high and value area low lines. The POC hasn't started to calculate in there yet. There we go. POC just lined out. Pretty soon this volume profile will jump over to the left, and the correct volume profile, which is supposed to be printing now, will be there. Jesus, but it's not. So the charting's funkinated again. You see these little scatters of blue. There it goes. Now it's here. It was buried underneath the other one. All right. Look at it run. So we have about a 15 or 20 point value area, no excess to the top side. Our range is about 40 points at the moment. Market's been open. Well, what clock should I use? I better use this one, system clock. Market's been open, going on 2 minutes. Something's wrong with that POC. That's for goddamn sure, because I don't think they traded 9 million contracts right at that skinny little line. Let's check. Oh, by golly, they did. Wow. I thought it was stuck and it was just printing where the POC was, but wow, that's amazing. That's pretty amazing. Oh, that didn't work out like I had a plan. Well, that was, we did put in the overnight stats is already set. We've put in a new high. We're consolidating up here. And which way are they going to take it now? That's the big question. Moving pretty fast. POC is a bad spot to trade. That's right smack dab in the middle. Normally, a resting order would be here for a bounce. But with a consolidation like that, it's a little bit scary. They're going to hammer it one way or the other. Opening swing, low and high. Got to remember, we're right in the middle. This is value area from the TPO. This is value area from the volume profile yesterday. So we're sock up in the middle of that soup. I'm sort of disappointed I took that trade. I did think they were going to bounce it up to catch the big number up here. I thought they were going to tap that 13. And I'd pick up another quick little trade and scamper off to bed. No such luck. Well, this is what you call a chop fest right here. Or an open auction. Basically 20 points. POC is pretty much VPOC. I guess I should be more specific. Their volume POC is pretty much in the center. This chart has nothing on it but volume profile. The only thing with TPO, so its market profile, is over here. So this is the volume POC, and this kind of a shady red thing down here is the market profile POC. Now, what are you going to do, guys? I'm so irritated about that Investor RT story and this charting platform that I'm just irritated. And I'm not going to trade this crap. Well, the resting area, the value area low trade is there's trading across twice now, so that would be indicative of a close trading range like this. And if they get out of this value here, but they got a long way to go to get out of value. Long way. Keep thinking they're going to want to go up a little bit towards that 13,000, but every time I think that, they get to 290 and come slamming down the other direction. And ES is falling off pretty hard. That's usually a sign. I'm not going to do that. I'm pretty sure they're going to go. The minute I think they're going to go down, they'll go up, of course. Can't really say buyers are in control. You can't really say sellers are in control. It's going up on selling and nothing. Selling and neutral. So that's not a warm and fuzzy feeling right there. They just can't get the horsepower to get out of there and go test upstairs. Doesn't look like. And I don't want to get caught in this trying to think they're going to break here and head up under here. In reality, this is the trading range. That's kind of what it's starting to look like. And then they just get here and bring it down, and they're tied up against that. Tied up against that. Might have just taken that the wrong time. Come on, boys, 13,000. Let's go. So you got some horsepower here. Nope. Well, they can't get past this block of trades from yesterday. There's a lot of stuff sitting right there. A lot of inventory parked up there. And these guys don't seem to have the hump to get up over the top. Get some stops up there now. Oh, now. See some stops. Get bold, boys. Well, this is just not working my way, so I'm going to be disappointed and go to bed mad, I guess. Yeah, that's just going to... So easy on the one side and so tough on the other. Can't get above this little line right here to save their lives, and they can drop back. No problem at all. The luck of the draw, and now it'll run up there to 1310 or wherever I thought it was going to go. There was my profit target right there. Timing is everything. Timing is everything. Wow. Look at that thing go. Look at that thing go. Half back. I tried twice for this run and got stopped out twice. You know, just irritating. Just irritating. Timing. What could I have seen? Well, the value area low bounce from here was the way to go. I guess I was a little late to the party here and again here, thinking this breakout was going to happen. Or I should have moved my stop below the value area low. That's the next problem. Is I got to start thinking about stop placement in terms of common sense and not in terms of ticks or points. But that's defeats the purpose of the risk management, pretty much. Pretty much. This big fat halfback here with a whole bunch of some singles in the middle is, they can get over that, they're going to rock, but they couldn't get any traction up there. Well, they're going to head it down to the, yeah, the value area low. Yes, they just did. Now, will they bring it across value? I think they will. I think they're going to take it across value. There's one short. Now it's getting kind of congested. Whoop. Kind of congested right here. But there it goes down to the POC. So I've just got to get that extra bit on there. And I didn't. The POC bounce. The first test is the best. So that POC bounce would have taken us up to our 61, 71, 10 points easily. And this value area high bounce was the killer here, and also it was a good one here. However, zero here. The loser. So. And with the market basically, normally I would have a short here for the bounce down, but we'll see what happens. Let's just pretend that we had a trade there. Yeah, there we go. Would have been right in the money. Would have been in the money. So maybe it's going to be, maybe they're going to come a little bit more normal now, and some of these references will start to work again as they did previously. Well, the ES is just flopping around all over the top of this big bunch of volume over here. And these guys tried to test that half back and that big shelf and just turned around and tucked their tail between their legs and went the other way. Not likely that the second or third trip up here will have the same result. Let's see. Similar. Yeah, well, they're respecting that value area high fairly well. See what happens if they come down here and take a bounce off the value area low. There you go. Well, that's working a little bit more like normal. So that was a pretty good example of a resting order at a setup location, and it worked pretty much as advertised with that bracket, and we got a full 10 points out of that, so we're back positive again. Now, had I not wasted all those other trades, I'd be up $400 or $500, and I'd be a pretty happy camper. Not that I'm unhappy at the moment, but see what we got going on over here. So we're 57 to 42. We're 4 for 3. Max drawdown 404. Max run up 306. 525 to 390. Expectancy of $19. Not exactly the. And this is a good stat. 53 seconds on the winners and 17 seconds on the losers. So that's at least tipping it in the right direction. Now I've got to get the risk reward ratio better with the bracket. Oh, and while I'm busy looking at hindsight, but it's a good thing I didn't have that resting order there. I'd be pretty disappointed right now. They're going to try for this one again. If they can get across here, they did by one tick, it looks like. If they can get across here, this thing ought to move up here and out of. They should at least test out of value. And the value area is high as right there from the regular trading session yesterday of the TPO. The value area high of the volume value area high is up here. Look at her come. Look at that. That was a beauty. That's the one to be on right there. Now something's going to happen here. This is going to. What is this going to do here? Okay. I keep forgetting to say short one and long two and all that kind of stuff. I get concentrated in what I'm doing and just do it. Well, I can't complain too much about this little bracket except for the fact that that ratio is not very good, and I'll have to deal with that. But at the moment, I've got a lot bigger fish to fry with this whole charting story. And if this, if the Tradovate ran like this all the time and didn't have all this weirdness going on every now and then, it would be just fine. I, have no problem. I just breezed right through step one without any problems or issues at all. So, that's how that goes. Wow, look at that look at that consolidation. Which way is that thing going to go when it goes? It's going to pop like a frog on a hot plate, eh? I would say it's going to go down. That's my initial guess here, but funny that there's not. They haven't got below down there yet where the stops would be. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I can't just squeeze that up and look at it. That seems to me to be the wrong idea. We're through the POC, VPOC here, and into this big block of trade. So, kind of a crapshoot to me whether they're gonna. We've put in the overnight stat once already. Kind of a crapshoot to me whether they're going to keep heading down with this thing or what they're going to do. Might have been a little late. Might have been a little late. Oh, that's okay. Oof. I was afraid I was late to the party. I was going to pull the trigger on this bar, and I didn't. And I thought, oh, he who hesitates is lost. Somebody a lot smarter than me said once upon a time. They're going to keep. They're heading for VWAP, maybe. I don't know. Now this frustrates me that I can't see the big picture. And that's, I think, a function of the newest trading. Well, you can see you can see how far they've come since the overnight. We were down here at 12,715. That's the Globex. Oh, no. Sorry. The Globex low is down here at 12,661. So there's were my two trades from the Globex. So they got a hell of a long way to go before they get down there and start thinking about that Globex bottom or the POC or anything else. But looks like we're into quite a bit of heavy traffic here, but you can't squish this up. That's just, I find that really annoying. At least they do have the price bar, which is a built-in thing. Now, of course, you can go to a different time frame and see that stuff, but I'd like to remain on my trigger chart, my trade chart, and be able to just scroll in and out. I don't think that's too much to ask. I'm pretty darn disappointed I didn't pick this one up. Look at that thing there. Not one glimmer of heat, not so much as a back tick all the way down, all the way across. I will be calling it quits here at the top of the hour. I'm frustrated with this charting software and I'll have to give some serious thought to what I'm going to do with Investor RT and a so god darn irritating if I I have two choices that I see right now, maybe three. I can just walk away from this combine where I am in step 2, which doesn't make much sense, and start a new combine from step 1 with Investor RT. I can start a new combine with Investor RT and keep this combine going. The theory being take it to the funded account, make the $5,000 and then close it out and throw the money into the other account or whatever. But that means I am paying for 2 combines and Investor RT. So that's about $450 a month. That's ridiculous have to remember that this is a SIM account. This costs them nothing except maintenance on the server that's running this thing. But, here we go, down to VWAP, perhaps. They could be headed for settle, too. Settlement's 831. Settlement's just below VWAP here. That would not be unlikely. Yeah, so I'm not going to spend $500 a month on SIM accounts. 4 months I could put $2,000 in a trading account and trade micros. I mean, that's doesn't make much sense. The point of doing the combine is to use the funding as to remove the risk of the funding, and for that pay 20%, which I think is way more than fair, and I think would have a certain. I think that I personally would benefit from the psychology of it, trading somebody else's money. I also have an appointment next week. There's a prop firm across the street here and from me. Go talk to those guys. But I think that trading in an environment like that, in a prop environment where you're trading someone else's capital, I think would be uh, psychologically good for me, or better, or whatever you want to call it. Boy, it's trying to get to VWAP, and had I not been so, well, pretty scary there. I want to get those rear view binoculars out and start seeing all these great opportunities I missed. Because looking at the hard right edge, I didn't think that I saw much of an opportunity there, and it's looking like a lot of traffic down to that. But they've made a lot of headway on the downside. They haven't gotten through this trade yet, of course, but they are definitely trading the middle. ES is falling out of bed over here too. So, what's the 5-minute look like? Well, yeah, they traded right down to this area here. So let's see if my prognostications for the daily are coming true. Well, no, they haven't gotten any. This shows the daily, so this includes the overnight. This is that low at 668 that we just went back and looked at on the trigger chart. But they've come off the high here when around at the open, and now there's sock up right in here. So there you have it. Yeah, that just really gripes my ass that I can't. If maybe Investor RT will come back to me with an API solution to Tradovate. In that case, I will be able to just hook it up like this. I'll have one. I will have the additional money that I will be spending would be for the Investor RT, which would be probably worth it for me, because I'm a pretty big on peace of mind, and I'm pretty big on dependability and having confidence in my tools. That's why I built such a strong, brand new dedicated trading computer here a couple months back for this purpose. And I want to give myself, I think trading is challenging enough, and there are enough psychological things and stuff that you need to get over internally and mechanically externally with the trading the markets, that you want to give yourself every edge you can in terms of equipment. You're some old beat up PC that keeps locking up, or some silly crap like this charting that you can't depend on. I think those are handicaps that you don't need. Here we go to VWAP. Those are handicaps you don't need. I think you should try to tip the scale or give yourself as much edge as you can. And those kinds of things, in my opinion, they contribute to your edge. So that's my thinking there. And I better change this thing around here to say the right stuff. This is RTH open now. This one will be. RTH open. And we're at something, I don't know what. Where are we at here? 400. No, that's probably not right. I should I should probably have for this stream just how much was made. Okay. All right. 26, is that right? Yep. Okay. All right. So they brought it down past the VWAP. So that resting order bounce would have probably been okay because you would have taken it here. Now I can't really roll back and see what's going on. We've just had a bracket change. Again, we're into the B period. Now they'll probably give it a nice little bounce-a-rooney there. I don't know what to do here about this charting. This just frustrates the crap out of me. Something else I was looking forward to with Investor RT. They've got quite better charting options. They've got a great Renko chart with wicks, which is really nice to trade with. Much smoother. You'll see here how now the daily volume profile is over the top, and this day one is still down there. You can turn that off. They go just like that there. So we're right down here banging on all of this volume. And a long way from the bottom. Wow, a long way to POC 12.8. Well, a long way, 40 points. That's such a long way, I guess. For the NASDAQ. I was kind of looking forward to that. Using Investor RT again. And it's got fantastic volume profile and market profiling and a lot of stuff that isn't available even at all, or much less mature here than on this platform than on Investor RT. So I was kind of looking forward to it, and I had resolved myself to the idea of paying the price, adding that fee in, figuring that additional money would give me an edge. So it's just disappointing. Very disappointing. 5-minute bounce, value area low. If you got that candle, you got 50 points. Yeah, man. That's what you need. I got to figure out how to do those. How to get on those and take advantage of that. Let the winners run, like they all say. But I mean that bracket works pretty good, and it's I'm got $400 there in 2 or 3 trades. But just this candle right here, just if you got the meat of that candle, you had $1,000. So a couple of those, and that if you took if you took this run in the globe that was back in the Globex over here was $4,000 on one contract, and there was no heat. If you did just what I'm talking about is completely 1,000% rear view mirror. But had you just gone long at the bottom down there somewhere, picked a spot for some reason down there at the bottom, and then just sat back and watched it. Basically, no heat, and you were up almost 200 points in the Globex of all things. So, will they test this wick with this guy right here? Will that come right down there to 34? Let's see if it gets down to 840-ish. Looks a little less daunting over here. Here's that 840. Basically the bottom of that last wick and the run up, and here we are now in this one. Investor RT also has a properly built, pretty close to properly built point and figure charting, which is something I really like, but it's just it's got to be built properly or you can't use it. They have it here, but it isn't usable. Yeah, they're gonna try it. They're gonna try to take that wick. I'm going to try something here and see if I can figure this. I'm going to try to add another VWAP. Oh, this one doesn't allow you to pick the start. But my other one does. The Tiki guy, Tiki VWAP does. Now, got all this stuff here. So we don't want to do any of this stuff for now. We want to do this some color that's going to stick out like a sore thumb. There we go. Volume chart session hour. Now, is it going to be looking at my computer time, or is it going to be looking at damn, I don't know. Well, let's see what it says. This is for 9:30 session hour. Let's see what that does. Same thing. Exactly the same thing. So let's see if what it does at 22:30 hours. Assuming that it's using my computer clock. Absolutely no difference. So much for that concept. Yep. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Tiki guy. Well, anyway. Yep, there they are. They took that wick out and then some. They're going for the POC. Very definitely going to run down there, and they're going to take out this. They may test that bottom. Wow. I wouldn't put a resting order bounce at the POC, I don't think. There's some pretty serious selling going on here. I thought they were just going to give this wick test, but they just went smoking past that like a, oh, there's the bounce. So there was the POC bounce. So the resting order would have very definitely, there's 20 points. That's another thing that you got to remember. This thing was on 20 points instead of 10. Yeah. Well, that value area bounce, or that POC bounce, would have been quite nice. So that's a couple of typical resting area trades that would have worked out nicely. Of course, of course, where the hell is the POC? Okay, now wait a minute. Oh, see? Right away, there's another problem. So now we got the POC down here at 1280. Oh, that's okay. That's the Globex POC. All right, where's the other one? But this isn't showing the POC at all, nor is it showing the value area. What the hell? Ah. Well, that's could well be a setup on my part, because by and large I don't use the 5 minute over here. Often I do it here, and obviously there's the POC, but I'm not seeing the value area any place here. What happened with that? Son of a gun. There very definitely are the two volume profiles. So very definitely supposed to be there. Man, oh man, oh man. Now give it a minute, see if it recalculates at some period of time. Man, that's quite frustrating. That's the kind of thing that drives me crazy. Now, if I'm trying to put a resting order on the POC and it's not really the POC, well, excuse me, what the hell is that all about, And how do I know where is the trading range bracket? There we go. Now it calculates. How long did that take? And that's what happened. It recalculated at the bar change. It's ridiculous. And I'll bet the same thing happened up here. Will happen up here. Now we're going to have to wait another 5 minutes to see, but I bet you that this one will recalculate at 5 minutes on the bar change. And they do have a bar timer, which is kind of cute. Well, well, well. I think $400 is going to be my magic number here, because this is just irritating to me. Oh man, gotta wait 3 minutes now. That sucks. I'm sure that's going to be the case. When that thing says, when this thing clicks over the new bar, this is going to recalculate. Trying to get back into value. Yeah. Get away. Okay, so come on. There we go. Yeah, the bar turned over. It recalculated and reprinted the volume stuff. Well, that's just magical. Not really. Okay, I think that'll have to do it for me, boys and girls. So if you find any value in this stream, click the submit or the subscribe and the little, if you're interested to know when I go online, like earlier today, put the bell notification thing. And I guess the subscribe and the thumbs up button are uh, work with the algorithm at Google or at YouTube to point more people towards the stream. So it would be nice to have the community get to a point where there's feedback, and when this chat would handle it, put on a Discord chat or something. But anyway, right now it's always going to serve the purpose that I've got it up for, which is my trading journal. So look at that now. That's just too crazy. Okay, so is that right? And when you go off and back on, it's going to wait for another bar to recalculate. Boy, that is stupid. Wow. That's a whole lot of no good there. I might take it upon myself to let those guys know, I guess. Okay, I'm going to call it a night here. I've noted these different things. It's well, I'll wait 5 more minutes. I'll shut it, pull the stream down at the bottom of the hour. I was busy typing to somebody in Houston. Apparently everything's fine over there now. They're back in the 70s, so it's a hell of a lot easier to deal with problems when you're not freezing to death. I know that for a fact. So are they going to go down through this, or are they going to just keep chopping around? Looks like this big volume shelf here in the bottom of value is quite containing. They got one tick outside of it and right back in like scared rats. So even though the ES continues to sell down, the NASDAQ is just essentially trading. They haven't tested the top side of value yet, and they've one ticked the bottom side. So this is the market profile value area here and here. And this is the volume profile from yesterday. This is yesterday's regular trading hours market profile. So well, there's quite the little run up back into their volume value area. Okay, so we are about, I guess, 5 trades or something like that. Or 6 trades, 6 winners, 3 losers, 400 net after commissions, 366, 66% win rate. And there are the trades. 2 losers, 3 losers, I'm sorry. All right. That'll be a Friday for me. Now they're doing quite a bit of running here, so be real careful with this this fast chop. If you continue to trade, remember that your only goal as a trader is to be able to trade tomorrow. The ultimate goal is consistent profitability, but you sure as hell cannot do that if you can't trade, if you blow up your account or whatever. That's why I recommend using one of these funding things, and I think the TopStep Trader is the best of the lot that I've been able to determine in terms of things that are important to me. It's an American company, well-registered, got a long track record. They've paid out a couple $1,000,000 to funded traders. There's no nonsense about wire transfers. You send them a request, they send you the money. If it's over $500, there's no wire transfer fee. Stuff like that. Those are the things that are important to me. The rules are the rules. It's their money. What the hell? They're giving you the money to trade and they're taking all the risks. So it's it's their ball and their bat when it comes to that. Whoa, look at this. Look at this thing go. I guess I'm missing the boat here and talking and not trading. That's some nice breakout to the bottom there. I don't know what caused that, but we've gone red now. And they bottom ticked yesterday's range. So we'll see what happens. I am not going to trade it. I am going to close the stream down here in 1 minute at the bottom of the hour. And I'm going to skedaddle for bed and have a pleasant weekend. Be safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, whatever you need to do. Get vaccinated or whatever you can do wherever you are. Don't be stupid. And trade safe. Remember, risk management is the most important thing you can do. If you manage your risk properly and have any kind of an edge, the whole secret is to take as many samples as you can. In other words, as many trades with your setup and your edge as you can take. And the edge will then manifest itself as consistent profitability. Or you'll be able to figure out why. You have to take the larger the sample, the more the probabilities skew in your favor. So with that, trade well, trade safe, and I'm out until Monday. Have a great weekend. If you continue to trade, make lots of money.